This opportunity to welcome you and thank you for coming to share this very auspicious occasion with us this morning. We're very happy to have you and to have the time for you to have the time to come and share this very important event with us. If you have been noticing the kind of activities that we have had here at the Housing Authority for the last few years, you know that we are in growth mode. And this is one very important feature of that is the open house here to these facilities. So we're very happy to have these housing, the improvements in the housing here in Hammond. As we said, we'd like to welcome each of you, and we'd like to thank you for taking time from your very busy schedules for coming to come and be with us. I would first of all, and generally when I'm at an activity like this, I like to recognize those individuals who have really contributed towards the success of the housing program. And the first among that group I would like to recognize would be Maria and her staff. They are tremendous organizers. They have kept the Housing Authority up at #1 right at the top as it comes to the ratings for housing throughout the nation. And you can see why, because they're constantly on the move and they're constantly bringing new ideas and new thoughts and new programs here to the city of Hammond. So we're just very pleased to have Maria and her staff and the dedication that they have to public housing here in the Hammond area. And we'd like also to recognize our board members. We have our board members here today, and they work directly with the Housing Authority and with me, and we have had a wonderful opportunity here in moving the housing program forward. I'd like to introduce those board members to you. The first one being Lydia Ramos. Lydia? Joe McCarthy. Where's Joe? Okay. Mr. Dale Parrish. I don't know if he's here. I haven't seen him. And Mr. Tony Arduino. I hope I did your name justice. I've been practicing that name for a while. Yeah, so I'm very happy to have the opportunity to stand before you this morning. The next person that I'd like to present to you has been, you know, we said that we have been rated right up there #1 in the country as it relates to #1. There are several #1s, but of course we're right up at the top in terms of ratings, high performance, and that kind of thing. But the person who has really contributed towards that and has really made that possible has been our mayor. He has been right there standing beside us as we move the housing department forward. So we certainly want to recognize him today for his contributions and to also present him to you for any kind of remarks he'd like to make. So Mayor, would you please come forward?
Thank you, Dr. Bryant. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Cold day. I want to start off and recognize the public officials who helped make our job easier, because we couldn't do the great improvements that we've done out here without the City Council support. I know I would be remiss if I didn't introduce the 4th District City Councilwoman Kim Pohl, and I don't believe she's here right now, but without her help, we could not make this happen. So if we can give her a round of applause. Also from Hammond's 5th District, Councilman Michael Pinker. Thank you very much, Councilman. And Councilman at-large Dan Spitali. Thank you very much, Councilman. I'm going to save the congressman for last because I want to introduce him, and I think we all realize the congressman's here, but before I introduce him, I want to say a couple words about him. I do want to point out to you, I have some statistics here. We have, in the Hammond Housing Authority, approximately 3,000 adults and children, 164 of whom are seniors, 365 of whom are disabled. When I took over as mayor in 2004, I don't believe an upgrade had been done to this facility outside of just minor improvements in a long, long time. Maria Becerra and I got together very early on, and we did our first project, which was the Golden Manor project, which is on the southwest corner of the facility. It's an outstanding facility, a brand new building. A lot of people were very encouraged when we did that. I'll never forget, just the day we started tearing down the old units, people were calling the mayor's office and saying, "Great job, Mayor, you're doing great." I said, "We haven't done anything yet. We just tore down the old units." Obviously, what took its place has been a major improvement to this area over here. We followed that up with the Saxony development, which has been a very successful development along 175th, and now we're doing the last phase, American Heartland. I'm proud, since I've been the mayor, to say I believe 100% of the facility has been improved after we finish this. 100% of the facility that was built after World War II has been improved. We have 3,000 people that live in this facility. What are we going to do to make their lives better? The decision was made a long time ago to have the Hammond Housing Authority in Hammond. What we're making a decision is, as long as it's here, let's integrate it, let's make it part of our community, let's make them feel more welcome. I think we've done a good job of that. I'd like to thank Maria again and the Hammond Housing Board for a great job. We could not do it without a great partner in Washington, D.C., and that's the fact. We come up with the small part of the money. The big part of the money comes from our federal government. We couldn't do it without a man with a lot of seniority in Washington, D.C., a lot of clout in Washington, D.C. We couldn't have done this project without our Congressman Pete Wisclosky. Let's give him a big round of applause, everybody.
Mayor, thank you very much. It is simply a pleasure and an honor to join with all of you today. Certainly want to thank the mayor for his leadership, the members of the city council here for their investment in this project, as well as those who are on the housing board and staff for recognizing we do need to make an investment in our people, in our communities, in our physical infrastructure, and that together what we are really doing today is to improve the quality of life, not just for those who are living in this community, but for all of those who live in Hammond and Northwest Indiana, and generating new economic activity by attracting that private investment to our area and creating jobs. So people working together, both in the public and private sector locally, as well as that infusion of returning our tax dollars from Washington, D.C., has clearly been used wisely by people on the Housing Authority in the city of Hammond and is bearing fruit. Again, it is simply an honor to share part of this day with you, and I congratulate everyone in the city of Hammond on your success. Thank you very much.
Maria Becerra here. Thank you for coming out on this really, really cold day. And this was a reschedule from the blizzard. We actually had it scheduled the day of the blizzard. It's like, I don't think we can get to the actual apartment. So here we are today. I would like to introduce the tax syndicator, Mr. Charlie Adams from the Richmond Group of Affordable Housing Corporation. Mr. Charlie Adams for a few words.
Thank you, Maria. I'm very happy to be here. As Maria said, my name is Charlie Adams. I'm from the Richmond Affordable Housing Corporation. As Maria said, our involvement was to provide the tax credit equity for the project, and we were very pleased to do that for American Heartland Homes here. A number of years ago, I saw the movie Philadelphia, which many of you may recall, and there's a particular scene in it, and I'll cut it down for you, but it's basically a scene where when Tom Hanks is on the witness stand, he's asked about being a lawyer. And he says he loves being a lawyer because he loves the law. And he goes on to talk about why he loves the law. And essentially what he says is he loves the law not all the time and not every day, but every now and then he gets to see justice being served. And that's why he loves it. I also love what I do, not all the time and not every day, but every now and then I get to see justice being served, and today is one of those days. Maria and her team, Brian, Jennifer, Patricia, Michelle, Tom, Dennis, excuse me, and some others I'm forgetting, are responsible for this justice being served. When American Heartland Homes is done, 94 families will have beautiful new apartments, apartments that they can be proud to call homes, and I'm extremely pleased to help be a part of that. It takes a tremendous amount of hard work for a project like this to come together. It goes from an idea in someone's head to a reality, and it takes time, energy, commitment, hopefully not blood, but sometimes sweat and sometimes tears, to make the project like this become a reality. There are lots of challenges to overcome, regulatory requirements, financing requirements, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. So I look forward to coming back here for the grand opening and being here all with you again at that particular time. Thank you again for allowing us to be part of this project.
So if you would just bear with me, I'm going to list the people that did help this happen. Our financial supporters. We have here a representative from the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority, Miss Anika Davis. Anika? And basically what the Indiana Housing Authority does is every year they put out a competitive grant statewide for tax credits. And probably about 50-some people do apply, and 20-some grants actually go out every year. So I thank them for ranking our giving us the points we needed to make this all possible and to be awarded the tax credits. Tomorrow, big day, the announcement for the next round. We're hoping that we're going to get American Heartland Homes 2. We'll know by tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So stay posted on that. And we want to also thank the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the federal government, Congressman Visklowski, with the $10 million that were awarded to the Housing Authority. That was a competitive grant. There were 5 grants that were given out nationally, and we were awarded that grant. Part of that was being that you were a high performer and that you did have shovel-ready projects, which we had. We were shovel-ready. We had the plans, that really helped us, is that we were ready to go. They wanted the money out on the streets and creating jobs, which it has done. I also want a special thanks to, of course, the Hammond Housing Authority Board. Without the board and their leadership, this could not happen. So thank you so much for all the board that are here. Thank you. If anybody wants to say any words, let me know. And also a special thanks with all the city departments that without their help, guidance, the planning board and the city planner, Brian Poland could not be here, but I believe, is Shannon Morris here? Shannon, any of the members from the planning board, if you're here, just raise your hand. Thank you so much for working with us back since 2003. We started on this. The City of Hammond's Board of Works, City of Hammond Engineers Office, Building Department, Sanitary District, and a special thanks, of course, to our general contractor, Berglund Construction. We have the representatives right here, Fred. And also all the professional consultants that help us throughout this, and that's Forum Architects, Nice Engineering, Klein Horning, and Housing Solutions. It does take a team to get have this all come together from the time that the pen hits the paper to where we are today. It's a lot of work, and there's many times that my staff work from 6 to 6, and sometimes we order pizza. But it's really a lot of work, and when the deadlines are there, thank you so much to my staff, hardworking staff. Thank you so much. And hold out your checks. This is what has brought this together, and it is going to springboard American Heartland Homes 2 and American Heartland Homes 3. So by the time all that is said and done, these dollars are going to be recirculated, and with the mayor's help, early on from the competition, the statewide competition, without the local support and getting those points, it's not possible to compete if you cannot show that you have the local support. So we have the local, we have the state, we have private investors, and the federal government. So it takes a lot for this to come together, and thank you so much for coming out.